welcome everyone to 212, your weekly dose of inspiration, training, booking tips, recruiting tips. You never know what we come up with on 212. But if you are brand new or if you're one of our March new consultants, comment new in the chat. Welcome. We're so excited to have you. So, welcome to the Bullet Train. All aboard the Bullet Train, where we equip and empower consultants for success, inspired by the magic of the red ruby slippers. We embrace the truth that you had the power all along, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself. And here we love and appreciate you for who we are, for who you are, and welcome to the #1 team in all 4 categories. Our next goal is to hit 212 participants, and we'll give away 212 Pampered Chef dollars. So the next couple months is going to be top secret where we landed as far as organizational sales. They are closed off. They're not reporting it because we're going to national conference and we're going to have to see where we end up. So keep your fingers crossed for us. If you want to hear the whole story of the Bullet Train, how we came about, make sure you scan the QR code, or you can go to the featured post on the Bullet Train as well, and you can check that out. If you're a new consultant, please, please, please check your message with your recruiter and see where you are on the 10-step onboarding process. Okay. We have the highest rate for consultants hitting their 1250 and beyond. So make sure you attend all 4 basic training calls every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and work through your 10 steps. So check the message with your recruiter and see where you are on the 10 steps. If you want access to our #1 success system, make sure you get access to the Google Calendar. I'll keep putting it in the chat as well. You will need a password, and that will tell you every single day what you need to do to have a successful business. If you're on the phone a lot, I do recommend downloading the free app called Boards and getting quote unquote our calendar over there, and making it a little bit more mobile friendly. All right. If you're looking for accountability, we have accountability groups. I mean, why wouldn't you look for accountability groups? Accountability makes you more successful. So pick a time that works for you to do your DMO task, and join one of the Telegram chats, and then join us on Zoom, and let's get together and get our DMO tasks done. And I'll keep dropping them in the chat throughout the call as well. Every Monday, we have a basic training call. So come join us on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to talk about how to book parties consistently. And at 8 o'clock, we're going to call all directors and above, and we're going to welcome our new directors, and get them onboarded as well. So speaking of directors, why would you want to become a director? Well, if you're in your first 90 to 180 days, there's a $100 and a $400 cash bonus on the table for you. So if that is you, we would love to have you. Other director benefits is if you're in my first 3 lines, you get red ruby slippers. If not, no worries. All the other executives have fabulous gifts for you as well. You get extra money. You get extra incentive trip points. If you want to earn a free cruise this year, totally still doable. It's only April. You get a higher discount. You get recognized at conference. Okay. So who's going to conference? Today was Housing Open Day. It was wild. We had 150 something consultants on our team trying to get rooms, but I think everyone got them. You get 250 Pampered Chef dollars. You get invited to exclusive leadership events, and you get quote unquote director boxes. If you're in your first 90 days, you get them automatically. If not, you have to earn them. So we're on a mission to build our leadership team and our director team to 200. So we're looking for the next director. So if you want to be part of Mission 200, comment 200 in the chat, and make sure you reach out to your upline and let them know that you have the desire and you're hungry for more. All right. This year, our vision is all about together we are unlimited. Together we'll be the greatest team there's ever been. So we did a whole Zoom on that. If you want to check that out, you can scan the QR code, or same thing, check the featured post on the Bullet Train. You want to get some Bullet Train merch, or you're going to conference, the green t-shirt is the conference t-shirt that we're all going to wear. So make sure you scan the QR code and snack yourself some Bullet Train merch. Let's kick it off with some personal development. Dusty, are you in the house?
Yep, I'm here.
Here she is.
All right, chapter 4. Why the rule works. You can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you can't choose both. Brene Brown. Over the years, I've received lots of questions about the 5-second rule. I wanted to start your introduction to using the rule by answering some of the most frequently asked questions I've received about this awesome tool. What exactly is the 5-second rule? The rule is a simple, research-backed metacognition tool that creates immediate and lasting behavior change. Metacognition, by the way, is just a fancy word for any technique that allows you to beat your brain in order to accomplish your greater goals. How do I use the rule? Using the rule is simple. Whenever you feel the instant fire up to act on a goal or a commitment, or the moment you feel yourself hesitate on doing something that you know you should do, use the rule. Start by counting backwards to yourself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The counting will help you focus on the goal or commitment and distract you from the worries, thoughts, and fears in your mind. As soon as you reach 1, move. That's it. It's so simple, but let me hammer this home one more time. Anytime there's something you know you should do, but you feel uncertain, afraid, or overwhelmed, just take control by counting backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That'll quiet your mind. Then move when you get to 1. Counting and moving are actions. By teaching yourself to take action when normally you'd stop yourself by thinking, you can create unremarkable change. Counting backwards does a few important things simultaneously. It distracts you from your worries. It focuses your attention on what you need to do. It prompts you to act, and it interrupts the habits of hesitation, overthinking, and holding yourself back. If you're wondering if the rule works, if you count forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead of backwards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the answer is no. It just doesn't. Just ask Trent. Pertaining to the 5-second rule, I also found that it doesn't work if I count from 1 to 5. If I do that, I'm tempted to say 6 and then the action is stalled. If I count down from 5 to 1 because the next word in my mind after 1 is blast off, and it's the definition of the action word. As Trent discovered, if you count up, you can keep counting. When you count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, there's nowhere to go after you reach 1, so it prompts the movement. Why is it called the 5-second rule? I get this question a lot. I wish I had a better answer. I called it the 5-second rule because that's the first thing that popped into my mind the morning I first used it. And its name stuck. Remember, I had seen the rocket launch the night before and thought to myself, I'll just launch myself out of bed like a rocket. The next morning, I counted backwards 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 because that's what NASA does when it launches a spaceship. I started with 5 for no particular reason other than it felt like the right amount of time to give myself. I've come to learn that there's a lot of other 5-second rules in the world, like the one about eating food off the floor, the 5-second shot clock in basketball, the game Ellen DeGeneres plays on her talk show, and the 5-second test you can do to see if your sidewalk surface is too hot for your dogs to walk on. Had I known my rule would spread around the world, I might have come up with a more original name. But in hindsight, all these 5-second rules have something in common. They require you to physically move within a 5-second window. Physical movement is the most important part of my rule, too, because when you move, your physiology changes and your mind flows. Perhaps the name is not only appropriate, it's actually perfect because it references other 5-second windows in life that make the rule feel that much more familiar, universal, and true. And I'll stop there.
All right. Thank you, Dusty. You can use courage or comfort, but you can't choose both. You could have just stopped after that, right? You can use courage or comfort, but you can't choose both, friends. It's so true, right? Thank you, Dusty, so much. All right, let's keep going here. Let's give it up for our testimony for today. I want you guys to meet one of our fairly newer directors, Michelle. She just joined in May of 2024. And I was going to pull last year's income, which was less than what she already made in 3 months this year. Okay. So not even a year, almost a year with us. But if you think about January, February, March, so 3 months, this lady who is not even a year with us has made $12,000. Like, just imagine, even if you just did that in a year, she did it in 3 months. So, we're going to hear from Michelle, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her story and then share her best success tips with you guys. So, Michelle, are you here?
I am.
Yay, there
Can you
she
hear
is.
me?
Yes.
Hello. Okay, so I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna write this down, and then I got nervous, and so then I wrote everything down during dinner tonight. But I had it up here. Got nervous, and it might have been Claudia when you said, "Are you ready?" So, thank you for having me on. I'm just gonna use my notes anyways, but my name is Michelle Bodie, and I am a mother of four adult children. I live in Minnesota, and I have two 10-year-old grandchildren from the same family, but they're not twins. So figure that one out. Um, I've been with my husband for 25 years, coming up in September. And within my family, we love to travel and camp. Well, some of my kids don't like to camp, but we just like spending time together and doing things outdoors. Um, One of the things that I like to do in the summer months is trout fish and camp. And like I have competitions on who catches the most trout between my husband and I and some of our friends. I haven't won yet, but I'm winning at this. So that proves I'm wrong, anyways, on fishing. um, so back in January of 2024, I agreed to have a party off of my sister, and Marguerite was the consultant of her party. I didn't know Marguerite at all. Um, didn't really care that my sister was having a party because I didn't need anything else for my kitchen. But I said, I'll do you a favor and I'll have a party. Um, so then Marguerite messaged me in January and I said, yep, I'll do a party, but I'm not going to do it until like the farthest out I can go. I knew in past I've had parties, so I knew that that 6 month rule was available, and I didn't want to overlap with my sister's guests because obviously we have a lot of the same people in our Facebook group. Um, so she said, okay, let's shoot for the beginning of May 2024. I said, okay, that's great. Well, fast forward to May. I actually got a message from Marguerite at the end of April, and I had a lot of things going on. My daughter was graduating college, my youngest one, so I was having a lot of anxiety over that because she wanted to move out of state and I didn't want her to. And so I was, dealing with a lot of personal anxiety and some other things that were going on at that time in my life. And so I actually asked Marguerite if we could just push the party out some more because I wasn't ready to have to commit to having a party because I don't know, I just wasn't ready for it. So she agreed. She was very nice. She agreed. And so we started at the end of May. I looked actually back at my messages today from Marguerite just to kind of see what my responses were to her. And it was kind of funny because I was one of those hosts that I really don't like getting messages from. But I was nice. I just was like, let's just wait. But finally I committed to having that party. So I know that in the beginning, I pretty much ignored all of her messages. I wasn't really paying attention. I can tell that from looking back now. And I was nervous to have a party just because a lot of my friends had changed since I had one at the last time. I did have a really good party, probably 3 years prior, but my friends, people have changed. My work buddies have changed. So I just felt like I probably wouldn't have a successful party. So Marguerite started asking me, hey, do you want to become a consultant? Looking back at those messages, they look familiar to me now. And I was like, no, I'm not interested in that. Like, I really didn't want to have this party. But I just kept telling her no nicely. And I was like, nope, I'm not interested in that. The third time she approached me with it, she mentioned to me that I could get a free deluxe coffee maker as my gift if I made a party of $1,250. And I was like, oh, coffee? Like, I love coffee. Coffee is my life because, well, as of yesterday, 13 years ago, I quit drinking alcohol. And so coffee came into my life. So I did that. And I said, oh, yeah, I want that coffee maker. Let's do this. And then she mentioned the cold brew pitcher that I could get half off. And I was like, okay, I'm really sold on this. And then I started thinking about it because I think that was like 9 a.m. in the morning. And then by the afternoon, I was like, no, I don't want to do this. And so I got scared again. And she was like, are you sure? Like, what do what's keeping you from doing it? And I just explained to her that, I was nervous and I just didn't think my party was going to be successful for the coffee maker anyways. And she's like, well, let's just try. You've already lost $95 in sales or in commission. So let's just put it out there. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Well, long story short, we did it. My party was $1,600. I got my coffee maker. I got my kit. I got my cold brew pitcher. I got all of my products, and it was, I think, double maybe sales month that month. And so I got a whole lot of product, plus a $340 commission check. So I was pretty excited about that. So then, let me see. From there, she started talking to me about director. And I was like, oh gosh, no, I'm not ready for something like that. I just started a new position at my job as a lead study coordinator. And I was learning a lot of things. So I was like, nope, I'm not interested. Well, then the fifth time that she asked me, when are we going to give you or get you on as director, which would have been in November of 2024. So May to November, she kept asking me, and I was like, okay, what do I have to do? And she told me, and I'm like, nope, I'm really scared. And I'm hesitant a lot on a lot of things in life, even ordering a cheeseburger. Like, I don't know what kind I want because I'm hesitant on everything. And ask my daughter, she's probably on here. I can go to McDonald's and I know for a matter of factly, I'm ordering a Big Mac and fries, but I will look at that menu for a good 10 minutes before I actually order it. So, finally I was like, okay, what do we need to do? Let's just do it. And, so she explained to me, very informational. She had so much information for me, like how we can get, the people. I already had people underneath me. They just weren't active. And so she explained to me what we could do, how we could work towards getting this director movement happening. And, so I think it was, let's see, from my notes, on November 18th, she had asked me for the fifth time. I told her I was scared. I needed 3 more qualified. And by November 23rd, I was a director. So she just pushed me with positivity and helping me achieve that goal. Then I had, let's see, where am I? I lost myself in my notes here. Oh, Marguerite explained everything. So yeah, so since then, I've been able to take some mini vacations to go see my daughter in Illinois, help her kind of do some things at her house. I've taken my adult girls up here and my granddaughter shopping, and like just been able to pay the tab because I can. I took, well, I shouldn't say I took, my husband and I took 8 of us on a cruise the beginning of March this year for 5 nights. So we all got to go enjoy that. And I paid that off with the help of him. But I also paid off all of my credit card debt just actually Monday. I think it was Monday or Tuesday of this week, which sad to say I was at like that 10,000 mark, and I don't know how I got there, but it's paid off. I don't have any anymore. So yeah, so I guess how does it work for me is basically I have to stay consistent, because if I take a break, I literally lose parties, I lose money, I lose sales, I lose everything. The week that we went on our cruise, I told myself I'm not going to do anything. I'm not doing any parties. I'm not going to even get on the messages. I did buy internet because I knew I'd have like regrets that I didn't do something with it. And so I'd stay up at night while my husband was sleeping and I would actually work on my business. And he doesn't know that. So don't tell him, Danielle. And so I did get a few parties booked, but not as many as I would have if I would have stayed consistent throughout the time that I normally do. So stay consistent because it is your business, it's your sales, it's your commission, it's your parties. Be yourself. I am very strong-willed about being yourself. I taught all my children, just be yourself, be the person that you were raised to be. And I believe that I was raised to be a very compassionate, loving person. So when somebody messages me, I always send the messages from the calendar, don't get me wrong. But if somebody messages me, I always personalize it. I don't think that we need more robots in the world answering questions. So, like just make sure that you personalize your messages, use the calendar, absolutely use it because it's a lifesaver for me, but personalize it if they come back with like, wow, I won. And then I always put in the beginning, like, yeah, you actually did. And then I say the message, because I just feel like that's what I would want. So I think that's others would want that as well. So show that you care, make sure that you're posting things on the parties, being consistent with that as well. And my third thing is don't be afraid. You never know what's on the other side until you actually say yes. And don't be afraid of sending messages to people because you may get that no, 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 no. Like I was telling my daughter today while we were at the gym, I said, man, I got so many no's the other day. And she said, yeah, I know. So did I. And I go, isn't it frustrating? And she says, yep. And I said, yeah, until you get that one yes. And then you're like, woohoo, I got it. So I guess that's what I have to say is just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what people are going to say about the business. Don't be afraid of what is on the next side because it's really positive. Like Claudia said, I've done a lot in the last 3 months for sales, and my career, I never thought I would even make the mixer amount. And right now my total career sales is $68,767 in 10 months. So I'm really close to getting that first cruise. I'm hoping I have it by next month. And then my husband says we need Bermuda. I want Alaska. He wants Bermuda. I don't know who will win, but it's another competition. So, but he's very helpful with that too. Like I've tried several different direct sales, and he's actually been very inspirational for me on this one because he has seen me actually feel the love from all of you guys, and he sees what it brings me and the happiness it brings me and the extra income, where everything else that I've ever tried has taken income away from us and I've never gained a dime from them. So yeah, that's my story.
All right, give it up for Michelle, everyone.
Fabulous job, Michelle. So proud of you.
Thank you.
That was awesome,
Good job,
Michelle.
Michelle.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
People want to know where in Minnesota we have a lot. I think you guys need your own Telegram chat. We should have like state Telegram chats.
Yep. So I'm in Plainview, Minnesota, which is about 20 minutes northeast of Rochester, home of the Mayo Clinic. So if you've ever heard of Mayo Clinic, that's where I'm at, right around there.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks, Marguerite, for being so persistent. How many times do we roll our eyes at our hosts that are like later? And guess what? If Marguerite would have not followed up and stayed up her butt, Michelle would have not had that party, right? Like Michelle was like, thank God she backed off, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so good job, Marguerite, for following up and staying consistent. You and look what you did. You changed someone's life. She paid off her credit card debt. And the one tip I want to say is if you are afraid, like when you hear the word director or you hear 4 parties a week or you hear going to conference, we all had to do something at some point. We were afraid before we became comfortable. right? So we all went and did our first 4 parties a week. We all sent the first birthday message. We all were like, oh God, me director? No, that sounds scary, right? Me going to conference, me little girl go to big city? No way, right? So uh, life is all about embracing the fear, but then like leaning into it and doing it anyways, because there's so much on the other side of fear. If you can just get yourself to not just be like, I'm afraid, that's it. I'm stuck here. I'm not going. I'm afraid. Like, just don't pull me. This is where I am, right? And just because you've always said that doesn't mean you can't change it, right? We can all adapt. We can all grow. We can all evolve. Um, and just speak up. Tell us you're afraid. It's okay. We'll tell. We'll walk you through it. We'll make you. We'll try to hold your hands and make you feel as comfortable as we can. Right. So, awesome. Thank you so much, Michelle. I feel like I know you a lot better now. So when I see you at conference, I know exactly who I'm talking to. So awesome. Thank you so much. All right, friends, we have some updates we want to talk to you guys about. We're going to talk about bookings. And we've kind of simplified a few things. You know, we're always tweaking and changing and updating. So Leah Privet, are you in the house?
Of course, I am here. Hello, Bullet Train. So, we have obviously always looking for better ways to book more parties, sell more Pampered Chef, and we've had some people trying out some new words. To try to simplify things. You know, I think a lot of us get caught up in using AI a lot, using lots of emojis and lots of things. And sometimes things seem a little cheesy on the receiving end of that. So we've found some new simplified words thanks to a top seller on the bus organization. She is getting some great response, and it seems like a lot of people are seeing more of her messages. And I know that some of the Bullet Train upper level leaders that were on the call have kind of started dabbling with it as well. But the new words are going to be placed, I think they already are, on the calendar and will be updated on boards as well. But I think there's a few key takeaways that you'll see in this. Simplicity is sometimes a good thing. People do not like to read 7 paragraphs. And in fact, you're going to lose them after about 2 sentences. Okay. So simplified and to the point. They want to know who you are and where you're coming from and what you need. And that's basically it. Okay. So you'll find in these simplified words, we've taken out most emojis. Sometimes I think we're keeping one at the beginning so that we can continue to do our tracking method and our heart follow-ups the exact same way. Just a little plug here. Remember, we are not sending the puppy graphics anymore with our first follow-up. If you didn't know that, I would halt that. We do know it's been suspending some Facebook accounts in quite infinite numbers over the last month. So you'll find that there's just one, sometimes 2 emojis, but I think primarily just one at the beginning. And the key things that you're going to do is you're going to add the first and last name of you as the consultant. So you're going to identify yourself, and you're going to put the first and the last name of the host that you're booking the party from. Okay, so it would look something like, you know, hey, Sarah, this is Leah Privet from Jordan Anderson's Pampered Chef Party. And then basically it's an everyone wins message with that as well. So I think sometimes simplifying and changing and seeing some success will be, when we see it for one, we like to see it for all. So we wanted to put it out there. It is updated on the calendar and ready for using. So I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully we're going to talk some more tonight about diversifying some booking things. Claudia and I have spent some time together talking today. So hopefully we're in for some ramp up of bookings, and we're seeing that ramp up. I know that sometimes we all feel like there's some peaks and valleys in this business, and I tell my team, ride the wave, lean into it. You're going to be back on top. And I promise, if you are one of those that seems like bookings are a little strange right now and not where you need to be, I promise, stay diligent, use the new things, use the new tools, and you are definitely going to defy the gravity that we're working on. So back to you, Claudia.
Yeah, I think let's test the theory. So it is April. How many parties do you have so far for April? Put your number in the chat. And yes, we cleaned it up a little bit. The cool thing about the calendar, guys, is if you use it every day and you open it every day, you're always going to see the hottest new thing, right? So even if you boards, right? Boards is updated, of course, as well, but you always see the hottest new things. So yeah, blow up the chat with your bookings. I always say, as long as one person can get a party, somebody else can get a party too, right? So, yeah, look at all those bookings in the chat, and obviously, there's always room for more. But I do want to talk about just bookings in general and making sure we diversify where those bookings are coming from, right? So when we talk about bookings, we always talk about on our bookings call, we talk about our whirlpool, right? And we need to fill the water on a whirlpool, and we need to start spinning. We need to keep the whirlpool going. Well, sometimes, or at some point, every single one of us kind of gets a little, the whirlpool kind of stops, it starts turning green, gets a little stale, and we might have to literally chuck it, return it to Walmart, and go to Target and buy another whirlpool, okay? And that happens to all of us at some point. It will happen to Michelle, who just talked about, right? At some point, within a year, at some point, it happens to all of us where we're kind of like, oh, what happened next week? Where did all my parties go, right? Especially if last month we recruited a ton of our hosts because we love our hosts and we want everyone to join this team. So we may have to just kind of jumpstart that pool. But what I want to make sure is that until you work yourself up to the parties you want per week. So let me ask you this. If I had a magic bucket here and I could give you as many parties as you wanted per week, how many parties would you do? Knowing that 4 to 6 parties a week equals about $250 to $400 a week. Like, how many parties would you do? Right. And the one thing I always tell people is if you like, is sometimes you're like, I don't know if this is for me. I'm having a bad month. I don't know. Maybe it's time to, put the apron away. Uh, would you quit if you had parties? No. So don't quit just because you don't have them. Who do you have to become? What do you have to learn? What do you have to do? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take action. What do I have to do to get the parties that I want? Right. So until you work yourself up, so let me grab a random number here. Dusty says 10 to 12, right? Until you work yourself up to those 10 to 12 parties a week, or 4 parties a week, or 2 parties a week, or 1 party, like until you work your way back up to that, or you at that, once you're at your preferred party per week, then all you do is right here, the number one way to get parties, everyone's a winner in every party, right? Because you have the parties that you want, you get 2 bookings from every party, it keeps your whirlpool going until one day it doesn't, and then you kind of have to start over, right? But if you are right now in, like, let's say you want 4 parties a week and you only have one, right? Then you need to make sure that that whirlpool is being filled with all kinds of different waters from all kinds of different places, all right? So we need to make sure that, yes, our goal is to send 30 to 45 messages a day and follow and at least 30 to 45 follow-ups. It takes you no more than 30 minutes if you really focus and say, this is what I came here to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm taking action for 30 minutes and just asking for bookings, right? So while you're working on diversifying, it's important that you're not just digging yourself into the 2 parties you have and do all the messages, all the follow-ups, 5 million follow-ups, that we make sure we say, okay, let me go into those 2 parties and let me pick 10 here and 10 here. But then let me go maybe back into some old parties that I had last year, a couple months ago, that were good. And let me do a second chance drawing. You can find all those words, by the way, on the calendar, right? And let's make sure that number one, we send birthday messages every single day. Birthday messages is like the key, right, to bringing in fresh water from all kinds of different places. So, A, we need to make sure we're friend requesting people, we're growing that friends list, but birthday messages should be at the number one priority, all right, because it always kind of ensures that people are coming into your whirlpool from all kinds of places. Then if you're, looking to diversify even more, maybe it's not their birthday, but maybe you do have 500 friends on Facebook. You can green light, you can see who's active depending on your phone, and has a little green bubble. But even if they're not active, you can work through your friends list with either an everyone's a winner or even just a generic booking message. You can find them right now on the calendar at the top under April Boost. All right. But also, this is something that I think a lot of people forget. that when someone orders, you can text them a thank you. You can text them the everyone's a winner. When you go to your back office, you can click on my contacts. You can text those people. Yes, one by one. You can say, I'm going to text 5 people a day. I'm going to text 10 people a day. I'm going to text 10 people, and then the next day I follow up with those 10 people, and then I'm going to text 10 more, and then I'll follow up. You don't always have to think you got to text 500 people. What if you just picked a few that you could just text every day? Okay, today I'm going to text everyone with the letter S, or the first 10 people with the letter S, right? You could print out that contact list. So just think about, are you diversifying your business if you're trying to get to your ideal party goal, whatever that may be for you? If it's one party a week, it's one party a week. We don't care. We want you to have whatever it is that you want, all right? I don't want you to have 10 parties just because Claudia said had 10 parties, right? I want you to do whatever you want to do. That's what we do in this business. So, are you diversifying? And if you're not, could you please start? Because it's really going to help your business rather than digging yourself into a hole into those 2 parties that you have and expecting different results. All right. So, again, your booking words are your birthday messages, your everyone's a winner, maybe a couple scavenger hunt, maybe some generic booking words, right? So, play around with that. But the key is that you do, in fact, send those messages. Okay. Did I miss anything, Leah?
Nope, I think we got it.
Okay. So are you ready to diversify and be a little bit more intentional? I think the key word here is intentional about diversifying those bookings. Yes? Ready? Okay. Good. And unfortunately, I know somebody said I sent 100 messages and nothing happened. Unfortunately, 100 messages is nothing, right? That's why we say 30 to 45 messages a day and a few follow-ups. If you message 30 people, maybe 5 see your messages, 10 see your messages, and maybe you get 1 party from that, right? And it's just what it is, right? So it's good to know the numbers. I challenge you to track your messages, how many you're following up. So you know it takes about 40 people to get a booking. But literally, you can send 40 messages in like 15 minutes. It's not the end of the world, right? So keep growing that network and keep diversifying. So will you promise me you're going to diversify and you're going to get to your booking goal? And it's probably going to take you 30, 60, 90 days. So what you're doing now, right? We're going to talk about second quarter here in a second. April, May, June is going to guarantee that maybe you can be like Michelle and you can take your family on a cruise, right? Maybe you can take your family to a special town that you wanted to take them in, right? We are now working on summer income. That's what we're doing. Okay. Promise. Yay. I love when you guys promise me all kinds of things. So I'm going to make sure I come after you. All right. So let's talk about conference real quick. Okay. Make sure you are registered for our Sparkle event. It happens before conference starts. It's our only team event where we can all be together. We're going to have DJ, we're going to sparkle. Some are sparkling a little. I hear some are sparkling a lot. So I can't wait to see that. I'm so excited. So make sure you register for that. But if you are still on the fence about conference, let's bring up our next testimony. One of our newest directors as well. Well, not so new. She got to cross the stage. This is what happens on the right when you're a new director. You get all dressed up in red. If you want, you can wear whatever you want. You get a little director sash. You may get a little tiara from us, and you get your red scraper. The only way to get the red scraper is to actually go to conference. And down here, this is the Pampered Chef Test Kitchen. So you can book a home office tour, and they'll take you through the home office and the shipping thing. It's really, really cool. Anyways, enough for me. Brandy, how was your conference last year, and what tips do you have for others that may be on the fence?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Well, like she said, last year was my first conference, and it really wasn't a question of whether I was going to go or not. I knew I was going to go. But the first thing I really enjoyed is Brandy Anderson's Telegram, the conference doc, because it keeps up with everything, and you find out when people are going to be there the same time you are, and so you can coordinate to maybe catch a ride together to the hotel or whatever. But actually, this one, we well, okay, I flew by myself, and that was a first for me. It was definitely worth it. It was fun. It's always an experience, you just do what you want to do, and you don't have to worry about pleasing anybody else. So that's kind of cool. But I had one team member go with me, or not go with me, but she met me there. And so I was really excited about that. And but this year I have 4 so far that are signed up and registered to go. So it's growing. But so I got there, got to the airport, and the shuttle bus to the Hyatt. One of the ladies was trying to catch the bus. Is Terry Stratton. She's so fun. Anyway, she was trying to find the bus and everything. We finally met up, and that was the first time I had met her, but that was a neat experience, and she's just so fun. But anyway, she got there just in time before the bus left, and so we got to ride over together. But let's see. I love staying in the hotel where the executives were, Claudia and Leah. And it was fun hanging out in their suite that they have open to us at different times to come and go and get snacks and visit with them and everything, and get to know them and get to know everybody else. It was fun. The sunset boat cruise was amazing. We loaded the boat during the daylight, and as it was getting dark, the view of the city lights was just breathtaking. It was amazing. The fireworks, that was cool. And we got recognized for our achievements on the boat. Anyway, but I'm sure the sparkle event's going to be just as good. I'm excited about that. Get to dance and all, and have room to, yeah. And then let's see. So the home office tour, I encourage anybody to do that. That is a very neat experience to see where everything comes from, that how they package things, and how it's just a huge place, and all the test kitchen and all that. It's just really neat. Another highlight, I got to cross the stage as a Success Rewards Fast Track director in my red dress, which I don't care to dress up, but anyway, but my red spatula, that was fun. Let's see. And knowing that, you did that yourself, but your whole team that helped you do it, that was their dedication to you and to themselves too, but being able to share that moment with one of my teammates, and with all our upline, their successes, that was just too cool, having all 3 sweep all the rewards and everything. That was neat. Got to see Doris Christopher, the one who started it all. That's really neat to be able to see her. I didn't get to meet her, but I got to see her on the stage. And let's see what else. The breakout sessions, they were good. You learn so much stuff that you can use in your business when you come back. And even though Claudia and Leah and Donna give us everything that we really need to succeed, those things were still very informative and very neat. Let's see. And I got to stay with Allison. She's my director, in her room. And so we got to know each other better. That was fun. But just overall, my conference experience exceeded all of my expectations. And it wasn't just about the rewards and the recognition, though they were certainly special. It was about connecting with others who share the same passion, and learning from our teams and leaders, and discovering the tools and support needed to grow in both business and in life. So I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to attend again this year. And that was crazy how fast the Hyatt sold out. I'm glad we were on it. I'm glad. Anyway, but just can't wait to go back this year and take more of my team with me. So thank you.
Yay, thank you, Brandy. And yes, just because the Hyatt is sold out doesn't mean we don't have room for you, okay? There's plenty of people that still have rooms, and there's tons and tons of other hotels as well. So if you're going, put going in the chat. If you're on the fence, say on the fence. If you're brand new and you're like, I don't know if this is for me, it is for you, okay? We have brand new consultants going all the time, and who wouldn't want a little getaway with like the best team in the world? It is so different when you travel with Pampered Chef people. Everyone's positive, everyone's fun. So you're not going to regret it, I promise. So just whoever you got to ask or say, some ask, some just say, hey, this is where I'm going, right? But whatever you got to do, do it. It's going to be so fun. And yeah, if you're on the fence, definitely talk to your upline for sure. And registration is wide open, friends. We would love to have you. All right. Let's talk the last 15 minutes. Let's talk about quarter two. Can you believe it? For those of you guys that have been with us at least since January, who's that? Who's been with us at least since January 1st of 2024? If not, this still will apply to you, okay? But can you believe that the first quarter is already over? Like, what? Where did the time go, right? So first of all, if you don't have a calendar or anything yet, it's definitely time. You can even go on Google and just type in second quarter calendar for 2025, April, May, June, right? Because we're going to talk about quarter two. All right. Who are you becoming in quarter two? And how can quarter two absolutely change the game for you? Right? So again, whether you just started on January 1st or you just started, if you just started yesterday, this won't apply to you, but you can still listen in. So whether you started on January 1st or, like I said, you just started yesterday, it doesn't matter. I want you to ask yourself these questions, okay? And you can write them down. If you look back at quarter one, it's okay. We can be honest, all right? Are you where you thought you were going to be? It's April. Are you where you thought you were going to be? Did you crush your goals? Did you fall off halfway there? Or are we still waiting to start? Right? See all kinds of mixed feelings in the chat. That's okay. Right? Where are we? And here's the truth, right? Quarter one was just a warm up. We're just warming up. If you didn't hit your goals, it's okay, right? It depends what we do now. Quarter two is where the real pace begins because this quarter is what's going to lead us into summer and it's going to show us where success is. It's going to show in your paycheck, right? It's going to show in your growth. It's going to show in your recognition at conference and beyond. It's going to show in your confidence. So in quarter two, the question isn't what are you going to do? It's who will you become? Write that down. Who will I become in quarter two? April, May, June. Will I be the person who finally sends 45 new messages a day? Will I be the person who follows up every single day? Am I going to be the person that runs 4 parties a week, 8 parties a week, 16 parties a week, 20 parties a week? Am I going to be the person that attends training consistently, whether my upline reminds me or not? Am I going to be the person that consistently attends training Monday nights and Wednesday nights and blocks them off as Pampered Chef nights? Am I going to be the person who shows up for themselves and your future family's paycheck? Who will you become in quarter two? Or will you still be the person who watches others grow and join testimonies and be testimonies and reach success? And you think, maybe I should be doing that too. So why does Q2 matter? Okay. Again, it's spring. We are in full blown planting the seeds. All right. I know nothing about farming, but I know about planting Pampered Chef seeds. Okay. We're going to plant them. This is where we plant them, and this is where we grow them in the summer, and then the fall we harvest them, right? Your May checks, your April, your May, your June checks are going to pay for those summer vacations, right? Your April, May is going to set you up for conference recognition. Your April, May, June, maybe that quarter that you promote to director, advanced director, senior director. Maybe that quarter where you earn a trip or get on track to earning a trip. You have all the way until December 31st. It may be that quarter where you become consistent. Does anybody need to become more consistent? Maybe the quarter where you gain more confidence. The more confident you are, the quicker you're going to take action, the more success you're going to have. Or maybe the quarter where you double your paycheck. Guys, we are the #1 fastest growing team in this entire dang company because we work smart, we work together every single day, even on weekends sometimes, right? Even on weekends. And we commit. We commit to you every single day. Your leaders show up to work and to come up with things for you to make things better. So are you showing up for them? Are you showing up on Monday and Wednesday nights? Well, 157 of you guys are. Yay. Are you working your calendar every single day? Or are we just looking at it on our phone? Okay. Everything we've created, the one calendar, the DMO checklist, trackers, it's all here to help you win. Are you using it consistently? All the things, all the time, regardless of how you feel that day, regardless if you get 1 booking or 6 bookings, regardless if you get 5 people to message you back or 0 people message you back. So let's talk about just quick about time, right? Time management kind of reality check real quick, right? This business does not need to take all your time. I actually find that the more time people have, the less consistent and the less they work the business on the most important task. But what it does need, it needs your best time when you decide to go to work. If you work just 1 hour a day, I promise you, if you just work this consistently 1 hour a day, maybe 2 hours on the weekends, 10 hours a week, you can literally make $1,000 a month. You could literally earn a free trip. You could earn all the new dang products that we earn every single month, every single season. But what you're also going to gain if you actually commit to 10 hours a week is confidence and momentum to carry you into Q3. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do I really not have time? Or do I not have a plan for my time? Do I really not have time, or do I not have a plan for my time? Because time's going to move. The question is, who's in charge of time? You, or are you letting it get away from you? So if you needed a reminder of what you should be doing daily, in case you're new, 45 new messages a day. We just talked about it, where those messages are coming from, and 45 follow-ups. 1 hour a minimum, focus time, using the calendar, get through it. The more you do it, the faster you're going to get. Join our Zooms, log into those Telegram channels, okay? If you're not downloaded Telegram yet, I don't know what you're not even doing. It's like the best thing over there, all right? You should have seen that conference chat today. 150 people, rooms booked. It was so exciting. It was like electrifying, all right? So what should your weekly goals include? At least 4 parties on your calendar. You want to make that $1,000 a month. Attend all the calls, basic trading, 212, any other calls your uplines are offering, right? Doing all the asks, using your tracker, tracking all the things, right? So going into Q2, write this down. How many parties a month are you doing? How many parties a week are you doing in Q2? What are you working up for? What are you working up to, right? How many new team members? What's your income goal? How much money do we want to make the next 90 days? Michelle just made $12,000 and she is literally still a brand new consultant. Don't tell me you can't make $3,000. She can make 12 and she's brand new. Are you going to be a director? Why not? You're going to move up another level past that for those that already are, right? Where are you going to be? Here's the deal, friends. This quarter is yours for the taking. It is here. There are bookings out there. There's sales out there. There are sales, paper chefs give it, all the things are out there, right? The quarter is yours for the taking, but you've got to choose it. You've got to claim that quarter. Don't sleep on your gifts. Don't wait for it to be perfect. Those that will step up in April are going to walk the stage at conference. Those who step up in April are going to be the next testimonies on this call. Please message me. Tell me your success story. I would love to have you on this call. The question is not, can I do it? The question is, am I ready to become her or him? Am I ready? Am I ready to become her? I don't know. Are you? So let's make quarter two legendary. I believe in you. I believe in this team. No, not I don't. I believe in this team so much. I believe in our system so much. I believe in our leaders. We have the best trained. We are the best trained team. This team believes in you. But it's time that you believe in yourself too. Are you ready to believe in yourself? And if not, you can borrow our belief for a little bit, right? So I want you to print out a quarter tracker, April, May, June. Okay, you can find them on Google. You can just literally take a piece of paper, all right? Doesn't have to be fancy or crazy. And I want you to also take some time to reflect on quarter one. Because sometimes we say we're doing all the things we did and when nothing's working, but there's always something that changed. Your routine changed, your attitude changed, you changed the wording, you skipped the thing, life got busy. So it's always good to reflect on quarter one. All right, so print out your tracker. I want you to print it out. I want you to reach out to your upline, let them know what you're going to accomplish in quarter two. All right. And if you need some help planning, obviously all your fabulous uplines are all available to you, or you can always go to your executives as well. So the word of the call, my friends, is quarter two, here I grow. All right, go text that right now, or Telegram, or Facebook message, or however you normally communicate with your upline. Make sure you text in to them today, right now. All right, when you're done texting, put it in the chat. Make sure you did that. Good, good. So we don't have to remind you, right, that there's a call on Monday or Wednesday. You know. All right. So we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. Let's go. We'll talk about that another time. But anyways, thank you for joining us tonight. Go kick off quarter two as strong as you can. We believe in you. So have a good night, everyone. And if you're staying on for Evening Dear Mouse, just stay right on. Goodbye, everyone.